Welcome back to the channel, you guys. We are here for day 3 of Vlogmas 2023. Some of you guys might recognize this practice basket area. We are at none other than my origin story for disc golf, my origin course, if you will. Circle C disc golf course, Slaughter Creek, the Metro, one of many awesome Metro courses here in the Austin area. Circle C ranks 3rd, obviously, on my list of courses here in Central Texas. And maybe it's a little bit of a nostalgia, a little bit of a, I feel like I owe my love of the game to this course, because I don't know that I would ever even be here if I didn't come play Circle C with my brother Callahan and get my butt handed to me. And I had to go back so I could beat him. And so I really owe my love for the game to this course, to be honest with you guys. And I also think the par 4s and 5s out here are top tier. There's a few too many par 3s in my mind, a little bit on the short side, the course as a whole because of it, but I think some slight tweaks and this course could be top level and possibly the best in the area. Some people don't love the rocky nature of it, or only a few holes really that gets you on that, but let's have some fun. Break down Circle C Metro Park from the long boxes. Another thing I love about this course, there's 2 different boxes on every hole, or at least most of them, and they really create a different challenge and a different shot shape in a lot of cases. It's not just an extension of the short hole, so a lot of fun variety to practice and hone your game in here at Circle C. You guys, one of the best quick warm-up tools, get yourself a little exercise band, get some blood flow into those shoulders before you start ripping plastic. I know a lot of us do not warm up properly when we go to the course, and little stuff like that can be the difference between being healthy, being able to play again the next day, and having a little lingering effect that could be gone in a couple days or maybe even more. So hit some different pull aparts there, horizontal, diagonal, and you can even create just tension in your mind and do the same thing even without a band. So band's a good tool, but you'd be surprised how powerful your mind is, especially in a game like disc golf. And now you do your no monies. I ain't got no money. Don't forget to take care of the hips too, because they connect that upper and lower body together. If they're too stiff and immobile, you will notice on the course. So some leg swings are good for that, both across the body. Don't have to go crazy, just enough to kind of feel it while being able to maintain some balance across the body as well as forward and back. Once again, just promoting some healthy blood flow, getting our internal temperature up a little bit, which in turn helps lengthen and relax our muscles, prepping them for some explosion. I don't know, some of you exercise science guys are like, Connor has no clue what he's talking about, but that's fine. All right, and then even if I'm gonna be quick, I'm always gonna throw what I call a couple breakfast balls, at least a few putter forehands and backhands to warm up my swing before I get out and rip it. I'll throw our breakfast balls and then we'll get after it. Today is a nice, moist, mid-70s day, and then tomorrow is supposed to be below 50 for the high. So we're about to have a windy day tomorrow, filming Vlogmas. And we might even start to see a little bit of that wind out here right now. A couple forehands before we're ready to hit the course. Without further ado, hole 1, par 4, 540 feet. Play it out there straight. Set yourself up for a technical but short approach. I'm like an Athena. A little bit of drag over off the tee. Make sure not to flirt too much with the ceiling. Just get one out there. A lot of places you can birdie from here.
this.
Let's go.
You got this.
You know it. Those kids understand. Pipe down the middle, right in the middle of the fairway. We're gonna have an easy hyzer or maybe even a straight shot from there. Put it anywhere near these manholes. The approach is not gonna be very long, but still a bit technical. You have this gap you can choose, or you can just play the spike hyzer, which I usually elect for. There is a drop off just left of the basket, maybe 2 or 3 feet. Not huge, but enough to make some different little putting windows. So I'm gonna try to spike this one in. Pretty solid, steady headwind coming at us, going justice. May or may not have just got the members canopy gap, and C1, we're putting, baby. Another thing I really like about Circle C, there's some intricate greens, definitely some of the more challenging greens in Austin, with some of the slight elevation change and all the trees that they have scattered around, creating some different putting windows and stances. These rock walls, some of the little touches and love that have been put into this course over the years definitely add up and making it a great experience in my mind. You know, I go back and forth, how fast do I really want to throw here on hole 2, but I'm going to listen to my video I made the other day, play this Nuke OS. This hole obviously forces the forehand. You kind of need some big ground play, so I'm going to play fast, even though it's only 2:15. Go. Jump. Oh, man, I keep getting non-hop skips out of that Nuke OS so far, but reliable, let me tell you. I usually look to land my drive just short of the little drainage ditch in the middle of this one. I think it helps me check the speed up a little more. If I really want to ace it, I feel like just long maybe can also be a good option. But it feels like you have to throw a skip shot to get the ace here. Wow, I have pretty tricky window. Hi guys, you can probably see me there. You can't see this window though, so I might have to run you guys back after I knock this one down and show you how tough this little putt actually is. Woo! Had to be so soft. Had to putt between this branch close to the basket and that further one that Y's out. So I had to kind of go between them and through this little gap, fade it in soft. Sometimes having the right camera angle makes a big difference. If you guys ever think about filming, having that catch cam or the behind the player camera can always be nice to show the difficulty of the shot, but sometimes it doesn't show the shape of the hole very well, so never-ending balance. The way these first 4 holes kind of gently bring you into this course, I really like to get, honestly, all 4 of them. I kind of consider it the little turkey alley here after hole 1. Maybe even the stuff the turkey alley, because you're going to have your 1 birdie after 1. Ideally, you can knock down these 3, give yourself a hot start. Hole 3 forces kind of the opposite of hole 2, through this narrow gap, working the disc to the right, not really enough ceiling to mess with the ace here unless you get pretty lucky. So I just try to slide one to the right side of the green with my Luna and take what I get. Unless you somehow get the nose up too much. Yeah, like that, maybe with like a zone, could have flexed back for an ace chance, but I was happy with it. We got up there for our birdie putt. Job done. Turkey on the table. Gobble gobble. And don't forget, you guys, if you're watching this video and you haven't already entered that giveaway for day 1, go check it out. See the details on how to win, whether it's in the description or to listen to the video. First couple minutes I break down for you guys what you got to do. So don't forget to enter the giveaways this year, not only to pester those potential sponsors, but to give yourself some free gear and some fun new discs to try or to hang on the wall. Who knows? Whatever you like doing. Okay, we got a birdie look. I'm going to force straddle because I haven't warmed it up yet today, and this is a good chance to do it. So later on the course I can feel comfortable when I have another one, inevitably, since we're playing Circle C. And if you're like me, that first straddle of the day, you overthink every single time, so you got to make sure you practice one. Or if you're not going to warm up putts like I did today, then maybe you force yourself to do one here on hole 3 for the turkey, and you get some good practice. Game time. We talking practice? Or are we practicing how we play? Fun little path here. Thanks to everyone who's put in work at Circle C, building this rock path over time, because this spot has always been a little bit soggy at times, the way it drains through here. And these rocks have made a big difference for erosion control over time. And yeah, just keeping the course nice and ready to go. Watch your head, tall people. 3 down through 3. If we can knock my first ever ace in here on 4, will be 5 down through 4. Now that would be some cool stuff. No better time than the present to get your first true ace on a hole. I'm going faith straight at it here on hole 4. There's also this baby hyzer some people will take with the little skip at the end. But if you give me that straight route and it's this short with the putter, I'm taking it. Miss right. Oh. Those 2 guardian trees, I mean, comment below if they've ever stolen your shot, because, man, so many times. Bonus shot with the flippy faith. Of course, the worst shot is parked. That's how it goes sometimes. You're playing in the woods. You guys, hard to understate how bad of a position I found off that kick. This is about as bad of a lie I've ever had on this hole. Off of a decent shot that got kicked. And I've played this course 400 plus times. Oh man. I gotta try to zing in a zone zinger. Zone zinger. Zone zinger. Oh. Didn't work. Thought maybe it'd be cool to make some sound effects or something, but not only is our birdie run done, but our bogey free is in jeopardy. We're just outside the circle here. Wind pulling off the right, so I'm just gonna jump it in. I can be a little more firm with the jumper than a regular putt here, I feel like, so just try to jam it low center. Dunk it, if you will. Oh my God. I'm just gonna fire player B to tell you the truth at this point. We're a fire player A, you tell me. Bogey on 4 to pull us back to 2 down. Should have thrown the flippy faith, I guess, huh? Hole 5, our introduction to 2 amazing par 5s on this course, the other one being hole 18. Throw it straight, about as far as you can get your fairway. We're looking at a 400 or so foot landing zone to attack the next shot, maybe even up to 425 to really give yourself options. It's definitely eagleable, especially from that short box, but still from the long. It can be done, but it has enough teeth. It can also make you pay. I really like this hole. Tailwind today, so I'm debating between this beat up Explorer and this Athena. I'm thinking just the most sexy Explorer shot ever would be so fun, so I'm gonna try to jam it on a ton of hyzer. Well, I threw it a little too flat, and we kind of got some member slide through. Birdie's definitely still on the table. Eagle might be a little bit of a heroic second, but we're feeling frisky. That's one of those shots, probably an easy call tournament wise what disc to choose, but you're out here having some fun, trying to entertain. It's hard not to go for that high skill ceiling shot that can also yield like the best results, you know what I'm saying? I may or may not have double tap slid through here to not the worst spot. From here, your options are to be really conservative and make the hole pretty tough, or to do what I'm about to do and just rip a wraith up on Annie and just go hope you can find your disc. Hold. Hit the big trees. Okay, I'm probably parked hole one's basket, tell you the truth, but oh man. Needed more turn. So most people attack this corner, and then here we are straightening out back towards the basket, built up on the beautiful terrace green. I'm somewhere in there, I think. Wish me luck. Well, you guys, found about as terrible of a spot. No, I'm lying. You can find worse spots on this hole for sure. But not if you want to score birdies. I'm gonna have to punch a forehand roller just straight out through the crap here. Then I'm just gonna have to deal with it from there. Oh wow. Very happy to be out of the woods here. Because that could have gone bad easy. That was definitely the disc golf equivalent of making too big of a plate of Thanksgiving food, I'd say. I'm gonna go forehand slammer. Slammer saver. Skip up. Ooh. Caught the last cedar tie. Junie tie. So earlier on the course, I mentioned how you can kind of force straddles to get yourself ready for more later on, and here's why. Don't have it with the regular stance because of this rock. Definitely don't have it that way because of that weird elevation up. So I'm gonna come left to avoid the persimmon tree. Little baby persimmon, and now our straddle is warm because we chose to do it earlier. Long story short, warm your straddle up, and honestly, we can make a t-shirt for Vlogmas. Long story short, Vlogmas 2025. That might as well be. We're making merch, y'all. Who's with me? A look back at one of my favorite greens in Austin. It's a good one. More elevation than you realize right here. Solid green. Had to settle for par there because of the greedy second shot. But no matter what you've done, going through 5 holes, hopefully you're 5 down, 4 down, at least 3 down. If you're really trying to play hot. And you're going to take a moment as you walk to the demanding tee of 6. And you're going to breathe, you're going to reset. You're not going to care about what you're doing, what you're going to do in the round. You're just going to focus on one shot. Because check this one out, you guys. You can't even see your gap until like your last step. Because you're going through that little gap over there. Fake gaps. We're here on 6. And I'm going to crowd the tee with the camera just to give you guys a good angle of what we're looking at here. I like fairway just because I have to keep the disc pretty low, not much ceiling to work with here, maybe only 8 feet, 9 feet at the max there. The fairway also maybe give me a little bit of slide or skip left at the end, as this one does dog leg about 60 plus degrees there at the bend point. Going Athena. Force over here. You almost have to force a late release the way this one makes you work your feet. Yeah, there's that little force late release. Oh my god. Well, I guess for the member bounce I got on the last tee shot, I just got the opposite there. So that was as bad as possible. So last tree to beat, looking through the gap, is this big oak. Nicked it by an inch. Choom. Shot over here. I might have even gotten through the wall the way it sounded and looked. Did I get through the wall? Just when you think the wall is going to save you. Where's my disc? I don't even know, you guys. Just when I thought the wall might trap me on the fairway, I am still trying to find my disc. Oh, there it is. Wow. Tough to spot and tough spot to get all the way through that wall into there. Okay. Let's try to get back over now. Don't try this at home, kids. Okay. So. Basket's that way. So luckily for me, I can play my lie behind and not have to somehow find a way to play from that side of the fence. Now, it's just a matter of how aggressive do I want to be. Do I want to try to play this little forehand roller direct gap through here with the split juniper, or just take a chip out? I think I'm going to try to attack. I like my odds of hitting that gap. Hit the gap, too flat. And now I'm just playing wall ball. I just jumped the other wall. Wow, I'm playing. Not one time have I ever played from the other side of both these walls at the same time on one hole. And here we are, Vlogmas. We're just breaking new ground at a course I've played 500 plus times. Only for you guys, so you guys get to watch how I deal with my frustrations, and hopefully I can inspire you to take a breath and move the hell on. So on the far side, as you see, we have this other wall. And here we are, once again, on the wrong side of the juniper wall. And the issue here is there's not really anything available other than a forehand cut roller to the basket, which I'm just gonna play that same Pioneer. Forehand cut roller. Gotta play it wide and hope I get through that long grass. There's literally nearly nothing else. Keep cutting. Oh! Alright, gotta make a C2 putt for par. Hole 6 so far. Working ya mans. On that forehand cut roller, I needed to get past these two stumps and these three little trees, and of course I caught this juniper right here, so time to save with the putt. Got some people coming in with the photo shoot. You never know what you're going to get at CC. What's that? Was the jumper guy going to get it this time? No. I'm not going to lie, I let that family taking their photos eat up my concentration there. Didn't know if they were going to stop or not, so my eyes were just like peripherally watching them. Weak-minded. I deserve that bogey. That hole just worked me. Fortunately for me, having played this course as many times as I have, I know that after hole 6 you can almost take like a little mental reset. Doesn't matter what your score has been up to that point, because you can string together birdies after this with these 4 par 3s in a row, followed by the stretch from 12 to 16, 17. That feels like a pretty simple birdie to get, so time to hit the races. I feel like I just got bullied by the school bully, so I'm ready for some revenge. 225, shared tee box, the first second of the course after hole 4. Skips off to the left. A lot of rocks on this hole. Hard to get consistent ground play, but if you can land far enough and hug it on the right side, there's some flatter rocks that give you a good skip. I like to go Justice fan grip here. Kind of fluff the nose up a little bit instead of going with the typical down wrist that you want to see as we come through. And kind of soften my wrist up a little bit. Force that nose up. Check it out. Soft wrist, basket, listen. Oh, my heart stopped. Thought I got it. How have I still not aced this hole? Blows my noggin. This is definitely another one of those trickier greens with the down slope. One of the more sloped greens on the course. I must have skipped pretty straight. I don't know what rock I hit, but forced me a little bit straighter than I expected. And we're back to 2 down after the course kind of beat us up for a couple holes there. Like I said, rinse after hole 6, attack the rest of the course. It's a good reset strategy to have no matter where you're playing. Find a hole that's maybe hard, reset afterwards, move on. So all around the US we have these trees. Some people refer to as cedar. They're really a different versions of a juniper for the most part, especially this one here in Central Texas. Only lives here in Central Texas. It's called the ash juniper. It actually has a lichen or a moss that grows on it that only grows on this specific species, as well as it is the host plant for nesting golden cheek warblers when they come up for the summer and spring to have their kids. They strip the bark off, use spider webs to kind of glue it together, and that's how they make their nests. Actually, another cool thing, this time of year you're going to see a bunch of these little berries, the little juniper berries. They're all over the ground right now, and I just learned the other day, so you're going to see kind of powdery, but watch after I wipe it. You see how that powder's gone? That's actually a natural wild yeast. So you can take these juniper berries and make a sourdough starter, which I actually started one the other day, 3 days ago, fed it last night, and it's already got doubled in size today. So it's actively already doing its work, and I'm about to have a wild juniper sourdough starter. It's supposed to have a nice tangy flavor and kind of a, I don't know, like a bitter, resiny flavor in a good way, piney. It's actually what they use to flavor gin. So, little foraging fact for y'all. I've always been super into wild edibles and what I can eat around me, what I can't and whatnot. It's just a lot of fun. I love being in tune with this beautiful world around us. Hole 8, they've built up a sweet stone bench behind the long box here. 290 feet, gently downhill. This one also has like a small cliff to the left of it, kind of running along that same little ridge of the Slaughter Creek here, or maybe just kind of a bivalve of a flood portion of the creek here. Because of that, you're not going to want to fly it too far left, so I'm going to choose a pretty neutral disc like a Luna on a little bit of hyzer. Got to beat that one big dead tree out there. Unfortunately, seems to be pretty scorched. Fade slightly left, basket's on the tree line. You can barely see the band from where I'm standing. I threw so soft, trying to make the Luna finish stable, and it did. Really take your straight shot, deal with what you got here. I have been throwing like zone style disc on this one, but I've just been blasting it 60 feet long. So I figure I need to play this hole with a little more pace control. Since it does play generously downhill, it's maybe only flying 250 power wise, so I need to remember that. Just hit the angle, don't have to do too much, gotta make sure I'm flat so I can get down there for a look. Bit of a risky chance to save a birdie here, but who are we if not for a risky entertainer? I'm gonna go Faith forehand. Just try to dive an Annie in there. Make sure if I miss left, it doesn't go way down the hill. Come on. Oh, caught that juniper just behind it. That was a solid bid. And good thing I hit the tree, because I was gonna be bogey if I didn't. It's been a while now, but on this small ridge here, I've seen a tarantula before. Really cool. And let's see where that Faith got to. It might not be an easy bid left, to tell y'all the truth. Circle C, showing them teeth on the green as always. Oh, okay, yeah, so I caught the trunk, cut curled a bit out to here. And yeah, full teeth. Probably just outside the circle, hard to tell, so I'm just gonna act like I'm inside. That putt was really hard. I should have measured it. I need that little step. No, I didn't. I just need to not run my approach. And that's what I get for being the entertainer, showing Circle C's teeth instead of making it look easy like I'm supposed to be. I did that on purpose. Promise. I've been trying to do this new thing recently. Purposely get spit out and you catch it. You can kind of throw off your... All right, we're gonna get right here. This is it. So it catches that, but it doesn't catch. I digress. I bogeyed. Taking it. Sue me. All right, I'm back to one down. It's been a strugglesome front nine. Let's finish it with a literal bang. I've been waiting to ace this hole for years. 240. Uphill. Not much else to it. Hit the gap. Forehand, backhand, pick your poison. I like the zone forehand. I mean, I've gotten the worst and the best kicks both this round. We're all over. Bit of an uphill stance. Maybe just inside the circle here. This tree is going to force a little bit hyzer out of the hand. All right. No more jacking around, Connor. Let's go. On to the back nine. Par 3. 280. Back down the same ridge that we just played up. You can go a little bit of a flippy hyzer flip. Wow, this tree is kind of leaning down. This juniper must have had some kind of pull on it, or maybe it's just wet and it's getting heavier as it gets bigger. You can go hyzer flippy, or you can go flat straight to it. I'm gonna go flat straight to it with my medium faith. Such a fun hole to throw. Hit your angle, watch it just sail down to the chains. Try not to miss long because it does continue to drop off. Sometimes you get crazy jumps too. It's never out of the question here, as I literally just heard my disc hit the pole. You guys saw it as it left the site. I think it was 7 feet left of the basket. I just heard it hit the pole. You always just keep listening until you can't hear. Here we are, just down the right of it. Maybe came up, caught some of these rocks and roots here before it skipped over. I actually just found a kind of cool rock. Could be a nice, like, working on your leather tanning, scraping the membrane off. You know what I'm saying? We snagged 9. We got 10. Now, see if we can grab 11, one of the harder birdies on the track. 3 down with 3 bogeys. Hole 11 is going to be a par 4 that asks you to play your shorter shot, excuse me, off the tee, and the longer shot into the green, as we have an early dog leg after this terrace to the left. It's going to tunnel into the green, straight shot in for the most part, unless you can put this tee shot exactly where you want to throw that hyzer in. I'm going to go 9 speed, not trying to do too much here, but I do want something that's going to give me a little bit of skip, so I'm going Firebird. Play it towards that back wall, fade in front. A little low. Looks like a generous skip. Let's see how the footing is, see where the line is. Approaching the green from the middle fairway here, you're going to have the straight added option, or you're going to have that little hyzer. I think I'm going to try that hyzer. Play mid-range like the crux. It's nice and overstable that I can almost put on a tiny bit of flex, or really truss flat and high up towards the clouds there. Let it fade late. Take the gap out of play. Well, we kind of create a different gap, but we create all this ceiling too. Nice and flat. There's that force over. Come back, come back, come back. Oh, just caught the last bit of tree as I faded in. I'm on the path to the next hole. Circle 2 putt, looking at it. One more inch of height. That would have been money. By the looks of it, I must have caught the top of this little juniper here. That thing was hunting the basket on the fade though. I was about to dunk it. Instead, we'll just have to dunk it ourselves, huh? Gentle taily. What the helly? What the hell? What the helly? Oh. You know, at least this basket's a real basket for the first time in a while. It's been run over by the mower so many times. This thing Usually the cage is around the ankles. Every year I debate, do I play the short or the long box up on the hill here for hole 12? An eagleable par 4 from either. I think we're gonna play the local longs and play that short box from 12. Kind of makes the hole slightly easier. But like I said, it's eagleable from either hole. I've got it from both tees. And this one's just so much easier when you're by yourself to film and track your disc and all that good stuff. You're gonna want to check the grip of that tee, especially after some rain that we had. And the wind, pretty gentle right now, not much to speak of. Because of that, I'm gonna play a little flippier. Go with that Evelina Star Destroyer. Jam it up high on some Annie on the left side. Let it fight late once it beats that big juniper. Okay, past the big Junie and fade. Oh, I just needed to hold a touch more turn. But we're up there. Not sure if it came down. We're gonna have an easy birdie. Maybe crazy look for eagle, we'll see. This guy makes this hole harder and harder every year. Really starting to block some of that airspace. He used to be able to slip around this guy a little bit easier. But that's one healthy ass juniper, about as big as you'll see him in terms of the height and the fullness of the canopy. And you can see the big difference between these and the cedars is they will branch out in many directions like that from the base instead of trying to form one big trunk and making branching off of that. There's not a great window, but we definitely have this kneeling hyzer right here. Try to keep that nose up. A lot of hyzer angle. No! Yeah. That was the best feeling putt ever. Where's the disc? Can I roll? Oh, okay, right there. Oh. Again, and almost was proud of that. One day I'm gonna ace this hole, you guys. Last winter I came, was trying to ace it, and I had the camera back there. I had one that hit literally 2 inches behind the pole. Air to pole. One day, I'm gonna ace hole 12 here. And I hope I get it on camera. As I walk across Slaughter Creek to get to the next hole, always super cool to remember back when this wasn't as brushy and messed up. A lot of times when it would rain, there would be a big pool right here. And the first memory I have as a kid of skipping rocks, we lived right up the street here, not too far, maybe like 2,000 feet that way. But skipping rocks right here in the pool, in the little pond. And number one, it's kind of sad to see how much Austin has sucked the water table dry to where that barely ever fills with water anymore because our groundwater levels are so damn low because we have so many people on this planet and just sucking it dry. But anyways, sometimes we still get water there, and it's always just cool to reminisce on the times when I was a wee lad, before I knew a thing about the frisbee, before I knew it would take over my life and I would be a slave to the Vlogmas. Got a beautiful bloom going on right now, and this right here is called the Texas Rock Rose. Super pretty plant. You got all these sunflower family guys. I'm not sure exactly what these guys are. You guys let me know in the comments if you know. Some kind of sunflower, marigold, sunchoke, whatever it is, I don't know. Some in that Asteraceae family or whatever it is. You got biking trails all over this course too if you're into mountain biking. Austin, Texas is also a great destination for that. So bring your bag, bring your bike, come try out our courses here. Or bring your one wheel like this guy and try not to fall. Hole 13, a par 3 at 304 feet. I'm normally not grabbing an MD3, but number one, for the low ceiling. Number two, for the fact that I've aced this hole with an MD3 before. I feel like I just got to go back to it, you know. Little wind read. Smooth it out there. Laser lines. Smooth out a laser line, that's for sure, but it was a low laser. I'm having a lot of low misses recently. Need to stop being afraid to throw it right. 13, definitely one of the more exposed greens. So let's get a little wind read. I'm going back to the jumper because I feel like I've been on a jumper drought. Part of me wants to switch back to regular putt, but the other part of me is like, no, we're not going to change, scapegoat the putting style. We're going to dive it in there. We're going to jump it in there. Come on. Let's go, y'all. We needed that, as you can tell. I needed it mentally, emotionally. 14, par 4. Kind of a bit of a snaking, gentle S, if you will. Forehand for a right-hand player that avoids big fade, as well as a slight turning backhand. Both set up well. Another hole, you don't have to do a ton off the tee, but throwing the satisfying hyzer to late drift right with his Explorer just sounds too good right now. So let's get one way down there. Oh, and that's why I chose that disc. It's so much fun to just throw the longest possible shot you can throw up the gut here. I mean, I'm sure you can throw it further, but you know what? Prove it. Come on, let's see it. It's kind of cool seeing the way, I mean, kind of sad as well how much we're beating up these oaks, but you can see the way this oak, mainly the branches want to lean this way, and that's because the discs are hitting it from this side. So it's kind of killing off those branches. And the ones that are going this way are surviving. And so it almost has this wind-swept vibe, like the wind's yanking it this way. But it's really just the disc-swept vibe, so maybe I'll start styling some of my bonsai by just ripping discs at them. See what happens. Okay, those who have played CC know how solid this drive right here is. It's gonna be a short approach. Why not try to dunk one in Sake Bomb Slammer style? No, we're going fresh faith, because you gotta have faith. I said you gotta have skip faith. That line was so money. Just needed quite a bit more height, but safe. And I chose a non-skippy disc, so we're guaranteed a putt. You know, I'm a little sweaty today, and I might as well face my bag towards the late day sun here. Let that squatch bag dry out a little bit. Grab that little wind read. We need that bag to dry out, because even though I am filming day 3 today, I'm actually filming day 2 tomorrow. You'll see where that's at. You know, you already watched it hopefully at this point. And that tomorrow's supposed to be retroactively colder than today, which, you know, in Vlogmas terms, you know, now we're lost. All right, back to the straddle. Kind of forced to with this overhanging oak canopy. For me, so much of setting a good straddle is using my legs more than I do probably to go up and down than on the normal putt, where it's more of using the legs to go forward. And so letting yourself kind of push, not quite jumping, but almost like a little baby jumper, where you keep your feet glued to the floor like Nikola Jokic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't look now, but I'm pretty sure we just worked our way to 6 down with 4 to play. We could still squeak out a double-digit round here at Circle C because we were patient. We reset after hole 6, and then again after the bogey in hole 8. A little bit of a blundered upshot. Anyways, 15, par 3, another hole. Really suits the forehand, especially from this long box, from the short box. Pick your poison. There's enough ceiling to work with from back here. The way it confines you, you got to work on your right hand forehand. I'm going Firebird. First ace of Vlogmas? Or will it be the second? Will I ace tomorrow? Yesterday? Whatever day? Firebird. Fire chicken. Get the skipping. Fire chicken. Get the skipping. Heard a tree, so I was a little tight, but I almost never missed to the right, so I'm pretty happy with that, to tell you the truth. I almost always miss deep here. Too much speed. Not saying that I have too much speed for this hole, but it kind of forces you to pop some speed to get some skip. And so as soon as you flatten it out, it's easy to be long. I might have been so tight that I caught this juniper skipped over there. Wow. The best and the worst of kicks that's been today. This one we're gonna call pretty good kick, you know, pretty good. I think even if it got past that tree and skipped, we'd have another edgy putt. I've always wished we could spice this green up with the rock that has the pole sleeve in it from the old course that I never got a chance to play over there on the transition from 12 to 13. Let's get that rock here, elevate this one a little bit, create some aesthetic appeal. Either way, anyways, another circle 2 look on this short basket. Let's go ahead and little tykes dunk it. Little tykes! Little tykes! You gotta get it up! Oh, this basket has always kind of got to me in terms of how low it is. In fact, I gotta adjust my putt for it compared to the rest of the course. I mean, kneecap almost the top of cage. I mean, very low. Hole 16, par 4. Apparently everyone's wiping their shoes here before they head to the next tee. Because I know they ain't throwing back here. All I see is shoe wipes. That's fucking rude, but 609. Dual option on the second shot, depending on which side of this middle bunker you put it out in front of that big juniper. Push it straight, fade left. Probably gonna want to get to the left in my mind. Evelina Star Destroyer. Big high Z flip. We got a Widowmaker. I mean, it's got dead pieces. This tree might actually be a pretty big hazard. I mean, it is slightly growing, but a lot of this is broken or dead, and it looks like it's gonna break kind of this way, so we might need to deal with that one. Beam a hyzer here. Beam to hyzer. Little flip up from that Eva Star. Nice gentle skip, because I'm a member. The original member, not really, but you know, you call me that. Here's that juniper I mentioned. There is kind of this faux right side. Maybe plays better for the lefties or for the aggressive line from the short box. But here's that prime landing zone on the left. Type of landing zones you'll probably find. You take a lesson with me this off season. I'm gonna be using lessons to build funds for next season. Hopefully I can find some sponsorship as well. But either way, not only can you help your game, but you can help my tour in the process by getting either a virtual or in-person lesson. I do field work, I do rounds, depending on what you're looking for, different ways to learn, different settings, different levels of fun. Online, I really just offer a half-hour video call, so sorry, no options there, but we're gonna talk some good game in that half hour. I might teach you how to do this. Throw straight into trees. God, I wanted that so bad. Trying to throw it in for the eagle. For you guys with the faith. Instead I caught the one tree to beat instead of just picking a side of it. You think, Connor, screw you. I don't want to give you any of my money. I don't need to freaking learn any lessons for you with your overpriced crap. Well, guess what? I got a free playlist on YouTube of how to. Just called How To. Go to that playlist. How to be a better disc golfer is what's going to teach you for free. So you're welcome. You got free game too. The support is just always appreciated. So either way, you're welcome to learn from me, and I'm happily going to give you information. 80 footer here. Try to save birdie. The line was exactly what I needed. For some reason I decided not to throw it up in the air. I'm gonna make a clip of just all player Bs of the history of my filming, and you think that guy's the best disc golfer on the planet, I promise. Oh, don't jump. Don't jump! Why you jump on the fake? Some more of that beautiful rock rose. Flowers close up every night, and so if you see them kind of like scrunched up and you're wondering what that is, it's probably late in the day and they're scrunching on up for the night. I'm pretty sure this is the very invasive Lingstrom or privet bush that's taking over a lot of the US. So I might do my research first and then mention that to the groundskeepers here. Let's get rid of that crap. Hole 17, not a better time of day to play it than at sunset. You get the great lighting poking through on this classic right hand hyzer shot. I'm taking the Savior here, little baby hyzer, not trying to get too much skip and go left the basket because it instantly drops away into one of the worst putting opportunities on the course with that cliff down there. Touch heavy maybe on the hyzer, but I think that disc selection will give me a straighter skip than something faster. So we should be dancing. I've always loved a couple yuccas hanging out here, marking pin high on the green, and look at that Savior. We also love not being down below because it might not look that bad, but as soon as you're pin high or just short left, it's almost impossible to make the putt. And there's how you birdie hole 17. One more to go. See if we can get the 8 down. Hole 18. The finale and arguably my favorite hole in Austin. So I know I've kind of asked you guys what are your favorite courses in Austin or in the area or in your area if you're not here in Central Texas. Also, I want to know what are your favorite holes. Give me a couple of them. Give me your favorite hole 18 maybe. Whatever it might be. This has got to be one of my favorite holes. Definitely my favorite hole 18 in Austin. 3 great shots are needed to birdie. Starting off with the straight setup. Get to that big leaning oak. Play it from there. I like to go mid-range. Don't try to cut the corner on this tee shot. I think that makes the hole way harder. Slight overturn, which is a great miss. As long as I'm not on that tree, and even if I am, I'll have some kind of a tricky chance at birdie. Let's see what we got. Back in the days when I was just a goon trying to impress people instead of play good golf, I'd sometimes chip a putter to this dirt patch and then throw a huge ante, kind of trying to either attack the tunnel or just overturn it into the field. And over time I realized I'm bringing in tons of risk, and I've not even sniffed an eagle yet, so how about I play it the traditional way? And ever since I feel like I've played it quite a bit better. Would you look at that? Alright, I got a kind of a forced forehand with this tree. Skip back. Sit. Might have cooked it a little further than I needed to go. We'll have a back door over the road hyzer, maybe entertain some people leaving the park. Make them think about playing disc golf next time they come. Win-win. Win-win for the game. And we're going to make it a win-win for our score too. I think it would be good of us to maybe find a way to protect this big tree here with some boards or something, because as you can tell it's kind of stressed over time with all the abuse. It's also a spot where people love to come take pictures with their family or for their weddings and stuff. I notice people come take pictures here by this tree, and so it's getting trampled on the roots. It's getting smacked by discs. Let's protect this thing. It's beautiful. It's older than any of us, and it's also a great obstacle that makes this hole, in my opinion. Some of you guys might be wondering, Connor, how do you get such easy standstill power on the forehand? Bring that reach back higher, get that elbow up, and then you can kind of use that force and that gravity as you come down. Also, a high elbow, it's kind of the equivalent of like a longer reach back for the backhand. Gives you more space to create speed as we come down, versus my player who kind of keeps my elbow lower than the shoulder. I'm not going to have nearly as much easy whip on that forehand and getting it up before we come through. So, a little quick tip for y'all, some free game. Here's the tunnel you're trying to get to, so you can play across the creek to the beautiful 18th. Instead, I'm a little deep over here. And like I said, We're about to be able to entertain some folk as we rip a hyzer into the sunset. I'm gonna go Nuco S. Just rip it on hyzer, make sure I stay inside of these trees. Make sure I give it plenty height. Hey. Inside the trees, plenty height. I heard some kind of a treetop. Not really sure what I'm gonna have, but we'll find out. There's not much in Austin disc golf that makes my heart sing more than when there's actually water flowing in the creek here and we have a water carry approach here in day 18. Makes this hole so cool, in my opinion. Nuco S somewhere over here. You'll see a putt come in. A little shy, a little left. Nothing available other than if I can squeeze this coin slot forehand ante in. Honestly, that was good. We will take it. The thing I like about both par 5s out here, especially 18, this was my cool slow-mo shot that you probably might have seen on Instagram by now. Those people are like, wow. But anyways, something I love about 18, you need 3 good shots to score, so it's one of the best finishing holes in my opinion, because you can't let your guard down until you've at least thrown 2 great shots. Great shots. Thanks you guys so much for watching day 3 of Vlogmas 2025. I'm Connor O'Reilly, and this is one of the most special courses to me because, like I said, I don't think I'd be here if it weren't for the Circle C disc golf course. So next time you're out here, think about me and maybe try not to hit a tree, and because you know I'm gonna come do it anyways. But all right, you guys, thanks so much for joining. We'll see you tomorrow. Who knows what course number 4 will be? Maybe drop it in the comments. What do you think the next course is going to be?